Hi, thanks for tuning in. Unfortunately, the second wave of COVID-19 cases seems to be hitting the United States, Massachusetts, and Haverhill. We had 1,700 new cases in Massachusetts yesterday. In Haverhill, we've had 42 new cases over the past 2 days alone. In response to this, Governor Baker has established some new rules, and I'd like to go over them with you today. The first is that whenever you're out in public, from now on, you must wear a mask, even if you're 6 feet away from somebody else. We'll be putting up signs in our parks and downtown indicating that these are mandatory mask zones. The purpose of this rule is to set the tone that masks work, and wherever we're out in public, we want to keep our mask on at all times. Whenever you're inside a grocery store, any retail establishment, any public place, any public building, you must wear your mask at all times. There are new rules on how many people can assemble at any one time. There can be no more than 25 people outside together at any one time. This applies to sports events, and it applies to private venues like weddings. There can be no more than 10 people from an indoor event. If you're having an indoor wedding or indoor gathering, a bunch of people getting together to go out to eat, etc., it can be no more than 10 people at a time. Restaurants must now close at 9:30 at night, and alcohol sales must close at 9:30 at night. Now, the reason for this is the big spike that we're seeing is in 20 to 40-year-olds. And what's happening is our restaurant zones, we have a great one here in Haverhill, after about 10 o'clock at night, they turn into drinking zones. A lot of young people go out to eat and drink, as we all did when we were that age. But that's where the spike is coming, and that's where we have to be careful. The other thing we're seeing here in Haverhill is we're seeing a big influx in family cases, where family members invite somebody from the extended family over, one person gets sick, and it spreads throughout the family like wildfire. I know this is tough. I have a family myself. I have 3 grown children that don't live with me anymore. But we have to be just as careful when we're in our own house as we are when we're out on the street. I know that's tough, but this is a second wave. It's here, and we have to be extra cautious. I'm going to be back next week with some advice about how to mitigate the risk at Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving's not going away. Nobody's going to abolish it or outlaw it, but we have to keep ourselves and our families safe. I'm Jim Fiorentini. Thanks for tuning in. I'll be back next week.